Hello and welcome back to Outta 10, a vague attempt at podcasting by two idiots chatting about pop culture. I'm Glen and I'm joined today by Ollie. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're also going to have a special guest for our little watch through, Anna. She'll be through shortly. But today we're back on the Doctor Who Series 1 review, and this week we have an extremely exciting episode, Aliens of London.
This is such a classic. I can't wait to watch this.
It's absolutely insane. It's
mental.
such a big episode for so many reasons. Mostly because it's absolutely mad.
Yeah, it's also the first two-parter. Well, the first part of the first two-parter in New Who. So you have the first cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly. I think also this, we're going to have to talk about this later, but I think this sets the domestic template for Doctor Who in the T Davies era for how everything works with all the the news channels and
channel flicking,
silly family stuff, and oh my goodness, I mean, we'll get to that.
It's been obviously instilled in the series up to this point, with Jackie and Mickey being established in Rose, the first episode, and also in The End of the World, where
she calls Jackie.
Yeah, she calls her mum.
Yeah, true, but
what
it's
day
not.
Is it? Wednesday.
All day.
Absolutely
incredible.
Yeah.
I wish she'd say that again. It's so annoying that she never will. So this episode, again, written by Russel. I mean, Russel writes almost all the episodes in this series, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, okay. He doesn't.
Let's have a look, actually.
He doesn't write Unquiet Dead.
Dalek. He doesn't write Dalek.
He doesn't write. He doesn't write, and he doesn't write the Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, and he doesn't write Father's Day.
Father's Day.
So it's 5 episodes he doesn't write. That's off the top of my head. I haven't looked that up.
No, that is correct. I've just looked.
Yeah. But I mean, that's still quite a lot. He still wrote.
It is a lot of episodes.
He still wrote 8 episodes. But I guess when you're trying to land a new series, that's what you do.
Or crash land, like the ship in this episode.
Am I? That's so
am I right?
That was terrible.
Yeah,
I feel like you crashed.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man. Oh, I just feel so awful. Oh, never mind. This is also possibly, again, could be shooting my face off here, but I feel like this is the first properly politically charged episode of Doctor Who. I don't feel like I've seen anything this blatant. Yeah, but I mean, how often does that current affairs politics actually come up?
There's an episode called The Sunmakers in Tom Baker, which is literally about the guy who wrote it was just annoyed at the tax office.
But was the episode based around, say, Parliament or actual government officials?
Oh, I see what you mean. So one where they actually take it to.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of this episode takes place in Downing Street. Let's
be clear. This is Britpop Doctor Who. This series, Russell T Davies.
This is Hell to the Thief.
Yeah, but it's
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole Oasis going to Downing Street vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
All right. I think the easiest way we can go through it is by watching it.
Yeah, we get it straight in.
Cool.
You don't want to do a review of all of Russell T's career like we do?
I don't. No, I don't think so. It would take us way too long.
I was thinking about Mark Gatiss. How I gave him an 8 out of 10 last week. I think he's a high 7. I'm thinking about this. I don't think he's excellent all around the board. He's too much rubbish as well.
If we agreed that The Unquiet Dead was probably his best episode,
well, second best, we don't agree. We agree it's in his top 2. So
still,
and that's a low 8. So
exactly. So, and most of his acting performances aren't quite that level, I'd say.
Yeah, they're still
I'll
cool.
agree.
He's a cool guy.
Oh yeah, they're still really good.
If you wanted to be friends with me, I'd be like, yeah, cool, that's fine.
Absolutely.
We can do that, Mark. That's cool. I believe Mark might be listening to it this week. So, Mark, if you have anything to say, drop something down in the comments. At the moment, I'm ready. I'm naked and I've got a bowl of baked beans. So
excellent.
Let's go. This music is mental. I don't remember it doing that. Oh, here he is. There's my woman.
Oh,
sexy.
Oh,
last time she saw him.
Very handsome man. Very handsome.
Would you say?
Indeed.
what do you think?
Look at the ears.
I don't really look at the ears. I just look at the jacket.
So you don't actually
love a man in
if
leather.
you're listening. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's disgusting.
Oh, this is going to be the site of the Bad Wolf.
It is the graffiti.
Oh,
classic
cannot
art.
wait.
Absolute Banksy in his prime.
Yeah. But he is Banksy.
12 hours.
Here's Banksy, yeah. Jodie Whittaker. That's one of the best bits.
Yeah, one of the only good bits.
The
Yeah.
drama in this was just way too old for me.
Yeah, I know.
At least there
But
was
she, but she tried to come on to the Doctor, so, like...
Yeah, I mean, this
Everyone
is messed
comes onto the Doctor.
She probably feels so
Oh,
embarrassed.
look at him kicking litter. What a legend.
It's not 12 hours, it's 12 months.
12 months!
You've been gone a whole year. Sorry.
So this is the first time that he makes the problem that he does with Amy.
Yes, of getting it wrong.
Yeah, getting it wrong.
The Doctor gets it wrong. Never.
What?
So he did that in the last episode. He got it wrong in The Unquiet Dead. He got them to
Yeah.
the wrong year.
So I've got a book that tells you like the percentage of time the Doctor gets it wrong per Doctor, and I think Patrick Troughton gets it right like once.
Look at that
It's like-
gangster
Oh.
kid.
Oh, he's a bad wolf.
You're a bad kid. Get back to
Oh,
school.
brilliant.
With your passport still in the drawer.
I've only been to Wales.
I forgot. What, for a year? You forgot for a year?
I don't believe it either.
I just don't believe you.
I called you on Wednesday.
Anyway, you
Yeah, I literally called you on Wednesday.
Chill out.
Employed roles as my companion.
Prostitute.
Concubine.
Ooh, she wishes.
then what is it? Again,
Oh, this is where we have some really homophobic comments.
and I missed a year.
Sort of, even though the writer is a outwardly gay person.
Oh, I guess he can say what he wants then. I mean,
Well, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that's how I work. You know, I'm not a snowflake.
So gay.
Oh, disgusting.
When you say 900.
I suppose that is what people
That
used to
makes
say.
me feel sick on behalf of
You're
other
900
people.
years old. My mum was right there.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's a spaceship.
Enter Metaphor. Hello, Metaphor.
Oh,
It's
things
excellent how
kick
it's
off
designed
now.
as a stereotypical sort of spacecraft because it's a fake.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are gonna
brilliant.
get real.
Oh,
Like-
well, it hit the 2 tower
Ooh.
bridges. I'm sorry.
It's
I
out-
think they spent the entire CG budget for this episode on this ship
It don't look
because it
bad.
actually looks really good.
Oh no!
Look at this Metaphor.
That's why it's still being fixed
Oh,
today.
time has. That's why they're fixing it up.
So this
Foreshadowing.
week, his jumper is blue,
Ah,
which is, I think, that could either symbolise the United Nations, whose colour is blue, or the Conservative Party,
oh,
because
but-
they were the opposition. So maybe this was a
Oh, so
you know.
he represents the opposition to the
Yeah,
government. Oh.
to the government. Maybe. Who knows?
He's got a slight V as well, so I think that symbolises he's a bit of a slut.
And that's why we brought you on here.
That's why he brought you on here, yeah.
He's just asking for it.
It is more V than before, isn't it?
It's so
No, it
V.
isn't.
Look at
That,
that.
no, that is different. He's
I
he's
don't
obviously.
think it is.
I think Eccleston's had a shave.
He loves it.
Of it.
He's had a wax for this.
Yeah, definitely had a wax.
He wants to show it off.
Here we go. We've got the classic switch
Yeah.
through channels.
So Russell
Oh.
T brings us in now, doesn't he?
Yeah, the annoying
Heavy.
close-ups of everything.
The military are on the lookout for more.
Oh, I love this woman. She is in Doctor Who
God.
so much.
She's so annoying. They always go close on her mouth.
Yeah.
You'll notice it later. They always do it. Look at it. Look how close up it is.
Oh, the president.
Are we in America then?
Oh,
No, well, no, they're. What do you mean?
they're watching American TV.
Watching American TV.
That's a good point. How do they do that?
Oh,
We can't get
yeah,
American
that's what I was
TV.
thinking.
You could never get
how
American
would he
TV
get-
on your
Maybe he's used his sonic screwdriver.
bullshit.
She's a strong mother. She's
Oh,
strong.
he was
Blue
easily
Peter.
the best Blue Peter presenter. Absolute legend.
Well, that is contentious.
No, he's a
Matt-
legend. What's his
Matt
name?
Baker.
Matt Baker. And look at him,
And he's
bacon.
baking those cakes.
Yeah.
I hate to be rude, but that looks nothing like the spaceship.
All the budget did not go on that. Now it's Royal Albion Hospital, and this is the same hospital, I think, that Dr. Constantine has all of the
Oh,
things in.
the gas masks.
The gas
yeah.
mask zombies in that episode. Oh, look, it's Tosh from Torchwood, and that is actually confirmed. Tosh from Torchwood.
Is it?
Yeah, they
Okay.
confirm it at the end of
Her
series
name is
2.
Tosh in this as well.
I don't think they say her name, but it is Tosh. Yeah, she's covering for Owen.
No one could make this up.
That is the ultimate Russel T Davies praising his own writing, saying, "Oh, no one can think this up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually wrote that in the
Yeah.
script.
He was just having a great time. It's a big deal in this. Oh,
Andrew Marr!
Andrew Marr!
We're all ears.
Doing like a job that he used to do that he doesn't do now.
Well, he sort of does, doesn't he?
Get Franz Ferdinand back on your show.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Oh, he's my favourite.
Oh,
Hello,
no.
Sugar. Hello, Sugar.
All right, sugar.
What a man.
He's the head of Sugar.
But I did have an appointment at 3:15.
Yes, and then a spaceship crashed in the middle of London.
Do you want some Savlon?
Get some perspective,
For that
woman.
bird. Oh no.
Oh, he farted on
keep it in.
Churchill. How dare he?
Oh, interesting.
He farted on that man in the
Because Churchill
corner.
too is a big man.
Yeah. Maybe Churchill was the Slovene. He has got the best voice. I'm surprised he's not in everything.
It's so nice when families get along.
Yeah, it's true actually, isn't it?
So they're actually a model family,
They actually are.
apart from them being mobsters, you know. But
Yeah, but you know, like they actually like have got a business working and
yeah,
together, and yeah, it's teamwork.
they've got equal opportunities for everyone.
Yeah, everyone in
Really
the family is
lovely.
allowed to take part.
Ah, so actually they're socialists. Hmm,
Oh,
maybe.
maybe. Oh look, if you were to pause it next time we see Rose, you'd know everything you need to know about her.
Yeah.
19 years
That
old.
that right
They
there
always try
is
to
prob-
ram it down your throat.
Yeah, that there is probably all the notes that Chibnall has on any of his characters, and he probably would still say missing.
I don't think he knows their height or age.
He loves giving out the TARDIS key.
He gives it to all his women, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it becomes a bigger deal now. I don't think. It's
Imagine how many times he has to
change.
change his locks whenever he gets a new companion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must get really embarrassing.
I bet when Martha left, he was just like,
Yeah, it's like, change it now.
yeah, that was so awkward.
Martha
Oh
loved
my
him, didn't
goodness.
she?
Yeah.
So
Can't see her again.
Little Davina.
Oh, here he
oh
is.
my
Ah,
guy,
yeah,
Ricky.
Nick.
Here he is. Hello, E.T.
Oh, I love this. And the music.
Got some classic panto humour coming now.
What's the panto humour that the thing falls off? You
Those
that
big
he
smack.
was
Anyone knows when he
driving-
smacks into the wall,
Oh, I love this.
and then when he lands, he does the big leg spread thing. The classic.
Yeah, he does the classic leg.
Just
leg
wait
spread
for it.
roll over.
Oh, he's got his trainers on. He's ready to.
It's Jack. He's Jack.
It's Jack.
Oh. There he is.
This is when Jack comes along and says, "Oh, mate, don't even try."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. They just form a little like Linda group where they're
There's
all
so much
like,
weird cinematography inside the TARDIS in this series. I never noticed.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
There's so many weird
like, all
camera
that-
angles that they never return to.
I like the whole kind of movie camera
Yeah.
thingy.
Oh,
Oh, I
he
kissed the
loves it.
mallet. Hello, mallet.
Oh
He loves his mallet.
Meaning his penis.
my god.
I'm hardly one of the babes, just a faithful backbencher.
Ah, hardly one of the babes.
Had a brave new world, land
That's
far beyond
people used to call Blair's cabinet Blair's babes.
Oh, really?
He's got a lot of women in his
So
cabinet.
it's one of the alternative people who are able to solve the problem.
this page.
Yeah,
Oh, Mr. Green, sir, I know you're busy.
this is an absolute slam dunk. I can't.
I've
wait.
just realised his name's Mr. Green.
Cottage hospitals.
Oh,
And they're green, aren't they? Slovene?
yeah.
Get some perspective, woman. I'm busy.
He has a superb voice. I
Yeah, his
agree.
voice is just like
It's just
Ri-
manic.
Richard
It's so
Griffiths
manic.
levels of like
Yeah.
absolute legend. Give me that letter.
Yeah.
Kind of vibes. Wow.
She's a night owl.
She used it to look like
Yeah.
some kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing. Vam Slayer.
The Vam Slayer.
The Vam Slayer.
That's the East End
we're
version.
not
Oh,
allowed
here's the
to
Vam
use-
Slayer, isn't it? Hello. That was a very weird
Please,
smile.
please kill me. I just killed my entire race.
Oh, God.
Please shoot me. Because he knows what he's doing.
And
It's
now
just
we're
like-
obeying this man.
I was watching Spearhead from Space this morning, which is when he starts working for UNIT.
Do it.
I love that.
Barp it.
Twist it.
What does it look like?
Well, I think
Still here.
It might look rather like
that.
Oh no, we're going to find it in every episode, aren't we?
Today.
Oh.
What the... No.
Did you know that the guy who plays that Jimmy V plays R2D2 in the sequel trilogy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wish he would make some of the noises.
No. Bacon for dinner, babies.
What did you do that for? It was scared.
Oh, God.
I think that's a metaphor for the Doctor being scared.
Scared.
Why are you saying that? This is the best bit of the episode.
So sad.
It
They
was
shot him because
scared.
he's an alien, like we do in foreign countries. That is an extrapolation I'm happy with making. This is that classic thing in humour where if you do something for a little bit, it's funny. You do it too much, it's not funny, and then you keep doing it, it becomes funny again. I feel like this is just about on that cusp. Hair raising.
I mean, literally. Here's a zip.
Look,
There's all of a sudden a zip. See, I remember this being iconic at the time. No matter what people say about this episode now, this was very iconic. Like, you know, I'd go around my grandparents and they'd do this.
It's so Doctor Who as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I just assumed that's what aliens looked like.
You idiot.
But you're saying it's
Well, it looks like a pig.
from Earth.
What are you talking about, woman?
Have you never been to a butcher's?
You wouldn't see a pig at butcher, you'd see it at a farm.
That's true. Call me out on that one, Anna. Fair play.
What's that walking pig doing in the butcher's?
Yeah, that would be so sad.
Oh, do you not have like
Oh, he does a Batman move here, I think.
It's alien.
a Batman? Okay.
Aliens are faking
Wait for it.
aliens.
Gets his cape out.
Why would they do that?
There
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yes.
Sorry, he does that.
That was great.
Take that,
So that's
Gordon.
what that feels like.
Yeah. So that's what it feels like.
Well, it's not my fault. Be fair, what was I supposed to think?
Racist.
What's she
pig.
saying? What's she saying?
You disappear. Who did I turn to?
Mum,
I like how Billy Piper's got like a kind of Anakin Skywalker little braid going on. She's still in her Padawan phase.
She's not a proper companion yet, yeah.
No, exactly. He'll cut that off in the animated TV show in between the next this episode and the next one.
Went and had a look for the whole Ricky. It's Mickey. No, it's Ricky. I think I know my own name. You think you know your own name? How stupid are you?
Mum,
Oh,
start a fight.
got on stuff
Mum,
like
it's not like...
Ricky. If I was to tell you
It's
what
weird
I feel
because
to the
it
controls
looks
of my
like he's
friendly,
standing up
magnificent
and
time ship,
Ricky's
would
at a
you
weird
begin
angle.
to understand?
Mickey.
Sorry.
I suppose not.
It's like a Dutch tilt on Mickey to show how confused he is.
Oh, that's true, actually. Is that what they call it? Dutch tilt?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Some friends you got.
I know things about film.
It's hard to tell inside this thing, but I swear it's just a few days since I left you.
I stared into the heart of Mickey.
Yeah.
I could see his emails,
His emails.
so I left.
Don't check my emails!
You know what I've never noticed? Is that he's written he's like sketched Gallifreyan writing on a post-it note.
Yeah, that's really
What
cool.
does that mean?
Means it came from Earth in the first
That is
place.
fantastic.
Weird though, why would he do that?
Whoever those aliens
Because
are,
he's
they haven't
making a note for himself.
That's how he
That's his
writes.
language.
That's
Wait,
his
he's
language.
trying to remind. Oh, I thought you said he's written his hometown name.
Is it the TARDIS doesn't trans... And obviously we can't read it because
Because you can't. It doesn't translate Gallifreyan.
he's written Gallifrey
was
down
like,
don't forget
"That's where I live."
I committed genocide, so where was it I committed genocide? Oh no.
How many channels you get?
All the basic packages.
Do you get sports?
You get sports channels.
Yes, I get the football.
Did you get Babe Station?
Hold on, I know that lot.
Typical.
United Nations Intelligence Task Force. Good people.
How do you know?
Wait, do they just call it the United Nations Intelligence Task Force?
That's what it stands for, isn't it?
I thought it was just Unified Intelligence Task Force. I didn't realize it was a United Nations thing.
I don't know. Sometimes they say they do genuinely change what they say all the time. So who knows?
Yeah. Whatever you do, Mickey, don't run. Oh, there you go.
It's that one, the one who killed his girlfriend.
Yeah. Like
Get
if you're under spotlight, surrounded by the army, the last thing you do is just make a run for it.
The thing is, Billy Piper
Are you
was a young
stupid?
pop star, so she's used to the spotlight. At
Oh,
this
he's
point,
hiding by
it's
the bin
just
that he threw the hand in.
Oh, yes. He's like, I know this is a safe spot.
I hate to say it, but Mickey was right. Over the years, I've visited this planet a lot of times. And
Oh, he called him Mickey when he's not there.
And because he was correct.
Like he said on the
Yeah.
news, they're gathering experts in alien knowledge. And who's the biggest expert of the lot?
Patrick Moore?
Apart from him.
Yeah. That's a great call because they actually,
Down boy.
They get
Yeah.
Patrick Moore back in the 11th
The
hour.
11th hour, yeah.
Prime Minister now.
Now he is in Stella.
He's in a lot of things. He's in a lot of British television.
Is he the guy who plays in Harry Potter? The
No.
porter on the station. He looks
No, he's not.
like...
He is, however.
By the way, that actor's
it-
called Harry Taylor, I believe.
Okay. He is, however, in Secret Diary of a Call Girl. Which is
he?
the only link I can think of.
Is he?
That is as
Oh,
much
wow.
as we're going to discuss right now.
That's mental.
Rose just doesn't care.
This is such an inappropriate place for her to go have a cry. Like, literally, Hugh Grant
She's
could
having
come down
a
those stairs at any point.
Look at me
Rose is
here
just
in my
like,
dressing
oh,
gown.
Turn the body into a suit.
So cool.
A disguise
I'd
for
try and
the
put that
purpose
suit on, wouldn't you?
No.
I
No.
I would.
No.
I think it was well fun.
Oh, no,
it's Tony.
not-
It's Tony.
It's Tony Blair. Tony B. Liar.
Did you know they tried to hire a Tony Blair impersonator, and
Seriously?
the person they got, wasn't good enough, so they just had to not show the person's face properly because they wanted it to look like Tony Blair.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's awkward.
That is so
Really awkward.
Yeah.
Like, that's your big break as a Tony Blair impersonator.
Yeah,
and you weren't
exactly.
even good
You're
enough
not-
for like a
oh,
one
my-
scene in Doctor
Bless
Who.
him. Bless him.
Terrible.
Oh, very
she's
naughty.
naughty.
She's naughty.
She's so sexual about it.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
she?
She's like, oh, shaking my booty.
Keep an eye on her. She'll start climbing out the window.
Yeah. Me. You gotta
She
go.
looks
You
like a mouse.
Me.
Excuse me, do you mind not farting while I'm saving the world?
Would you rather silent but deadly?
Oh my goodness, that was the best thing I've ever seen.
Hat comes
This
off.
must be such a weird situation for him. He's like, oh look, the zip comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. There's some slightly dodgy CG, but still, for 2005.
It's fine.
Oh, look at that.
You'd see that in like a PS2 game.
I love the Slovene.
The laughing is slightly off-putting.
I love it. It's
Look
a
at
bit
Harriet's
like,
face.
It sounds like they got him to laugh on a different
Yeah.
like cue. Like
He's
on
doing
a
like
different...
a count
like as an
impression.
overlay.
She's wearing it as
that's
a
so cool.
skirt. She's wearing the body as a
Yeah.
skirt.
Oh, practical effects in we come.
They are excellent prosthetics.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely brilliant. Doctor Who is actually very
really
consistent
horrible.
with its effects.
Their
Oh.
face is so cute.
Oh, but the blinking.
Yeah.
The blinking.
Oh, so long.
Yeah, haven't you got somewhere else better to be, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go home.
Go home. This is a classic cliffhanger.
She's having a horrible day.
Thank you all for wearing your ID card.
Oh.
They'll help
To
to make
identify the bodies. I can't believe that was 45 minutes. That was so quick.
Oh, jeez.
That felt like 12 minutes.
There's a lot of laughing in that episode, isn't there?
Yeah, and farting.
There's a lot, everyone's laughing and farting. It's all just
I actually feel
ridiculous.
sick.
Oh, oh goodness.
I
It's so
can't-
mentally
I-
exhausting.
Oh, this is the classic weird CGI shot.
Yeah, because they had to blend
I love
those
that guy.
CGI
He gets,
prosthetics.
the guy with the gun gets so many lines.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's one of the heroes.
Could save the world but lose you.
It's fine. She's already missing.
Yeah, loser, who cares?
Excellent.
Loser, bring on Martha. Who cares?
Yeah, well, she is a better
Oh, the
villain.
spray paint is the fourth most credited, well above Mickey. I can't even
It's
see
really
Mickey.
important.
Mickey's really near the bottom.
Yeah.
Is he?
He was like
It's
fifth
judged
from
on how
bottom.
important they are to what the Doctor cares about, and the Doctor just
Yeah.
doesn't care about Mickey.
Yeah.
Right, here's something I find slightly annoying about the Bad Wolf thing.
Okay.
This is not that annoying, but in Hell Bent, when the Doctor TARDIS
Oh.
had some graffiti
Yeah.
on it, when he disapparated? No, he didn't. When he dematerialized, the paint went away. But when with the Bad Wolf thing, it's still there. So, what kind of paint does that kid have?
Maybe it's like
I realise that argument doesn't have an awful lot of place to go after that, but I just think someone should have been paying more attention to that, you know?
so. Before Annette needs to head off, let's have a quick your review on the episode.
Me?
No, not yours. Annette's. Or Anna, sorry.
Anna.
Oh, you didn't say that. I do apologise. No,
Yeah,
you
it's
go
right.
for
Well,
it.
well, I thought we should get cheeky.
Yeah,
review.
before she darts off.
Cheeky rating.
Yeah.
Rating out of 10. Just because I love the Slovene, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Fair. And why do you like
like-
Slovene so much?
I just find them fascinating. I love how they blend in by going in the suits. And
It's pretty messed up.
It's so messed up, and I think every kind of person I spoke to they say that the whole suit idea reminds them of like when they're younger and they want to lose weight and they go to school and they take off their fat suit and they're now a skinny model, and it just reminds me of that.
That is so specific.
If only I didn't like sugar so much.
I just love it. I love the whole idea of that, and they're so
They do
cute
make that
as
joke in the
well.
next episode.
Do they?
They are not cute.
They are so cute.
Oh
What do you think of Baby Slovene in like the Sarah Jane Adventures and stuff? This is my hunt.
I don't find them as cute.
Don't get started on those.
I think what I find cute about the Slovene is how their nose is so small. Like they've got like a normal sized nose for a human baby on their face.
Massive face.
And I just absolutely love it. If I got killed by a Slovene, at least I'll be looking at that nose.
And what were your thoughts on Eccleston in that episode then?
He's not very likeable, is he, at the minute? I think he gets much more likeable
He's
further
still
on.
really aggy.
He's so aggy. He's so moody, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he has no respect for almost all other humans who aren't Rose or people who are experts in aliens, basically.
Exactly.
But I think part of it is he just can't stand to be around just people generally.
He can't be around families because he's just lost his.
There is a bit of that probably. Yeah.
He didn't really do much in this episode, really, did he?
Well, it's weird watching this because it's very much like it's not a piece between all the characters. Well, it is. That's what I mean. There's no specific like focus on any specific character.
It's meant to be about the situation, because like I said earlier, it's the most like politically charged episode in showing like a sort of a current affairs thing. And as he says, he's not supposed to get involved because he said in this instance it's just history happening in front of him. So he's not supposed. He doesn't actually think about doing anything until he notices the pig.
It shows
pig
you
slave.
the bigger picture. You couldn't have a more different to Moffat way of showing something happening. Because it's like, let's see
with Moffat it would be
big
all based. Yeah, exactly.
With Moffat, it'd be all based around the Doctor's point of view, or the companion.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the companion is at that time? It's Clara or Amy or who it is. Yeah.
But showing the inside of 10 Downing Street is something that's surprisingly weird now looking back on it.
I think it's really
when watching
cool.
the show as a child, that doesn't bother you.
Is that 10 Downing Street? It can't be.
I don't think so.
It?
I think it's possible they used some of the offices around Richmond Terrace and stuff that were near Downing Street. They'll probably have similar looking places. I don't think they'd let them use 10 Downing Street.
You never see inside 10 Downing Street, though, do you? Ever?
The thing is,
You're not supposed to.
All my idea of what it looks like is from This and Love Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Love Actually.
And the Queen with
Martin Sheen. They probably all use the same set. There is probably a set for a 10 Downing Street that's just somewhere. Yeah.
And I bet it looks nothing like the real one. I bet they do it.
Absolutely not.
I bet they do it to trick people.
Yeah.
So, if terrorists want to be like, oh, let's plan how to take down Downing Street. They all watch Doctor Who.
What are they going to second on the left? That's a toilet. What?
Oh,
I can't put the bomb in here. There's a printer.
I thought there was a lift in here.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Where are the stairs? What this? No. This is a package for someone.
This is some notes on sugar standards.
Sucker.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Excellent.
Always
it's been an absolute pleasure to have you. Hope you can join us next time.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Well, you got to finish the two. We got to finish the two-parter so we get the proper overview of it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I want to see more of the Slovene.
Who's your favourite Doctor?
Eccleston.
Favourite companion?
Rose.
Favourite villain?
The Rachnos.
Oh my god!
I sincerely hope that is a sick joke.
Over the Slovene.
Yes, only slightly. I absolutely love the Rachnos.
Who's your third favourite?
It's funny.
So it's your top three.
Third funny. Third one. Yeah, the Rachnos Slovene, and then I think it's got to be. I got to say Daleks.
Not the Master.
Nah.
Well, fair enough.
Well, that was a leading question there.
Well, come on, the Master's
you sure it isn't the Master?
Bring back the Rachnos. Bring back the Rachnos.
Well, I think a lot of them are better than the Rachnos.
Have you seen the Rachnos? They're incredible.
I certainly have. I mean, she's alright.
My babies. Oh, gripping stuff.
That is some shocking overacting there. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If they ever need someone to play the new Rachnos, I will be there.
You heard that?
Excellent.
I...
You could be if you're listening, BBC. Anna.
Oh,
She's the one. Yeah.
incredible episode.
Well, at least that shows.
I don't know.
At least it shows that there is a place for sort of kooky, ridiculous Doctor Who villains.
Yeah, because people like Anna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why this episode.
A permanent feature like the Daleks, the Cybermen. I think the Rachnos could be.
You said Cybermen really weird.
Yeah,
right?
you said the Cybermen.
Which is weird because I said Anna love it as if love it is your last name.
The Cybermen.
Yeah. When it's not, it's Ben Finnicker. Is that how you say your last name? I can't remember.
Ben Finnicker.
Yeah, Anna Ben Finnicker.
Is that how you say it?
No, it's spelt like Ben Finnicker, but you say it Ben Finica.
Oh, okay.
It's got an accent.
So you're French. There you go.
Fair play.
Yeah, I'm Dutch.
Sure. All right. Cool.
Right, bye then. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Lovely to have you in the studio.
Yeah. Awesome.
Toodaloo.
Right. See ya.
Let's B-boy.
Right, so that's a good starting point, I think, is because as you said earlier, there is a surprising amount of backlash to this episode at the time and also now. It's really weird how much people have disrespected it for very obvious reasons. It's obviously got connotations with children because of the farting humour. It's all very ridiculous, and there's some forced political humour, I think, potentially. But I don't think there's enough there for people to actually not like it, because there's everything about it is classic, brilliant Russel T Davies stuff, I think.
It depends, I guess. What it comes down to, do you like what T Davies does? And I mean, at the time, you had Doctor Who becoming very domestic, which the episode acknowledges. You have ridiculous, but like really cool, kind of cool villains that also work as a metaphor for something else. And you know, he'll do that again in the Long Game with the Jaguar Fest, which again is a ridiculous villain. But I mean, the ridiculous villains in Doctor Who, like that's what you want. You want mad designs. And I tell you what, he manages to do something where you can recreate it in the everyday. So, like I said, like I remember going to my grandparents after watching this, and I was about 8 years old, maybe 9, and I just remember them both doing the zippy thing with their heads, and they did it for weeks. It's stuff like that.
Very easily replicatable
stuff, and it's stuff like that that this series was able to do. You know, you had little catchphrases from the series catch on. Are You My Mummy, obviously, but also to a lesser extent, Moisturise Me became a big thing. And I tell you what, when we watched End of the World, I think she says Moisturise Me. I think it comes up twice in the whole episode.
Yeah, possibly. She does say it a few more times in New Earth.
In New Earth, yeah, because they're
so
like, this could be a thing.
Yeah, it is a returning motif.
Yeah, she's very weird. She's very much the Colin Baker Syl equivalent. For
Who's
all you
that?
Colin Baker
I don't.
fans. It's a returning Colin Baker villain who's really weird. And he's just had a spin-off. He's called Syl, yeah, and he just had a spin-off about him come out in 2016. It's a spin-off movie. And I think it won the Philip K. Dick Award or something. It did quite well. But I watched an advert for it. And
a prestigious award, I'm sure.
Oh, it looks terrifying.
Okay.
I will watch it at some point.
I'm good with that, to be honest. Yeah. I think the reason might be partly what you said.
What about why it's disrespected?
Well, because there is technically a big tonal sort of disassociation between the horror elements, the drama elements, which are actually, for me, are the most impressive parts of the episode.
Oh, the drama. They nail it all. The bits with Jackie, the bits with Mickey. You have really real conversations. But the kind of stuff you would see done badly on EastEnders, you know?
Yeah,
done well
but it's very EastEnders. But I think the fact that, and that is obviously, I mean, sort of still is, but at the time was a humongous deal on sort of weekend or even just generally evening TV. But then cutting that between farting fat blokes laughing, it's
I love how
rather confusing.
Laughing. He just doesn't stop.
They all just keep laughing. They're constantly laughing. Half their dialogue is laughing.
Do you reckon
the final scene is just is everyone laughing?
So such a weird.
It is. They're all laughing.
So obviously,
Slivine's laughing. He's laughing.
The Slivine's plan is to get the Earth and get the oil from it. Yeah. It's to turn it into molten slack.
Yeah, well, it's to detonate all of the nuclear. We'll get to that in the next episode. But they want to detonate all the nuclear bombs and turn the Earth into radioactive waste.
There you go. Which they can sell, like selling oil, right?
So it's essentially Well, I mean, it could possibly be a comment on nuclear deterrence.
Yeah,
and how they can only be used against you.
Yeah, well, that's one thing, and that's pretty obvious. I mean, I don't get why anyone would make a nuclear bomb. It's absolutely stupid. And the scientists who made it, they obviously think
but that's not the point. Is that once you have a device that can do it, is that everyone else wants one.
Yeah, well, everyone else.
But anyway,
needs to equal it. What I was going to say is, I've always read kind of like as a, that all the theories about we only went to Iraq to get oil, and 9/11 was. Yeah, I'm not saying I subscribe to this theory, but it's probably the most famous conspiracy theory, isn't it? It's definitely up there, because they is it Alan Moore is the guy who made the documentaries about it, but about 9/11 being allowed to happen by America, as a way of going to war in Iraq to get the oil. It seems all a bit far fetched to me.
I don't know. I don't think. Whenever we talk about how this episode is either influenced by or sort of representative of those events, I don't think it's
those moral panics.
Yeah, I don't think. I think this does that political association in the way that a TV show should do, in that it isn't actually replicating it. I don't think it's at no point is it directly referencing the events.
No one died in the crash of Big Ben. It's just the fact that obviously something crashes into a famous thing. I mean, that's probably the only thing you can draw parallel.
Yeah, but my point is that unlike some episodes of Doctor Who beyond this point, there's no pieces to camera explaining the sort of moral ambiguity to it. It's on its own a complete narrative that technically doesn't need any association to current affairs. No. But it's obviously something that affected a lot of satire and comedy and drama. And I think Russel T Davies, he's not capitalising on it, but he is certainly making it an element of the show because it's meant to be very serious. It was a very good move. And I think he, especially using a lot of very silly humour, probably saved him from being ridiculed for that, because I don't think people talk about it very much. Like, we seem to be the only people who talk about how relevant it is to Blair, Bush and foreign policy. The next episode goes into it way more.
Yeah, exactly.
About weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this episode just kind of opens the door on some of it, but obviously it's part one. It's going to do that. This episode is literally just getting us into the situation. It does it so well. I didn't realise that Harriet Jones isn't really in this episode very much. She's in like 3 scenes.
I think we talked over her quite a lot, to be fair. She's in I think she's in 4 proper scenes.
And to be fair, she's great. And obviously you've got Penelope Wilton, they're continuing the theme which runs through all of T Davies, where every episode needs to have a famous actor. Yeah,
but her as a character is she's an excellent character.
She kills it.
Yeah. And they especially later on do excellent things with her in like Christmas Invasion and The Stolen Earth.
Yeah, she's really well Stolen Earth. It's genuinely a really well done bring back. Like,
she has a surprisingly interesting arc between those 3 stories.
Yeah, I mean, I bet if in 50 years' time they have like a massive Doctor Who hiatus, and imagine that
if she's still around.
And the internet went down, so they had to make DVD box sets again. They definitely do a Harriet Jones box set. Do you know what I mean?
I'm surprised. There's no Big Finish stories about the Golden Age. When she's Prime Minister.
I tell you what, that's actually a good shout. I don't know what you
president.
Do. Yeah, whether she is, I can't remember.
Well, she was president in the parallel universe, wasn't she?
Oh, okay.
Because they have a president, and the normal universe has
a prime minister. They didn't think she was very good, did they?
No,
they don't say that. The Doctor says you should watch out for her.
Yeah, you should keep an eye on her.
Keep an eye on her.
Everyone else loves her. She's got loads of Zeppelins and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I think this episode it's the most. I think in this series, maybe the most domestic episode, maybe discounting Rose, but because it's so much of them socialising with other characters, like their friends coming over to watch the TV with them, watching Blue Peter, seeing the news, and trying to get through traffic, all these sort of things that are never done in Doctor Who.
I was going to challenge you on that, but now I'm not, because I was going to say, but what about Parting of the Ways and that? But when she goes home, no. But when she goes home. But what you mean by domestic is in terms of setting the scene of kind of like a modern day Britain and
and essentially the Doctor is the companion in this episode,
and you can watch. Yeah, I tell you what, Rose does a lot more in this. Like, the main bit the Doctor
she calls
gets
the shots
do is...
because as soon as the Doctor's back and he's fucked up, essentially he's on the back foot. He can't do anything with Jack in that lot because they'll all, lose it with him. So that's why, he has to run away, essentially.
He has his little side quest.
But as Anna said, he didn't really do much. He isn't a catalyst for any of the events of the episode.
No,
at this point, he's barely caught up to it at this point.
Yeah.
By the end of it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's a surprisingly complicated plot. I'd forgotten about how the whole ship had they'd landed, then they go around the Earth again and crash, and then they've left something. I think he said there was some nuclear material they left in the Thames that was then they were trying to distract people and get all the experts in to kill them. It's a really weirdly convoluted plan.
Well, if you were going to take down any country, you'd need a convoluted plan, wouldn't you? So I guess that's just how it works.
But obviously that's
I love how this episode is making us sound like we're proper radical. It's just ridiculous.
No, I know. Yeah, it's probably, I mean, we should have said at the beginning. All the views expressed by the characters in this Doctor episode don't reflect those of the
individuals
of the podcasters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have no political opinions at all.
No, I don't know what.
No.
Yeah.
Don't even know what politics is.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me that is that the Doctor's blue jumper? It must be representative of something like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I reckon the UN might be, or the Conservative Party.
The UN's a good shout. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with it. You know what? I'm gonna find out about the unit thing because for some reason that bothered me.
Okay. And I'm gonna quickly have a look at.
So apparently unit is referred to most of the time as the Unified Intelligence Task Force, not the United Nations Intelligence Task Force. It's only, I think this might be one of the, I think T Davies probably only refers to it as this. It's interesting, that.
What, so he gets the name wrong?
I'm not sure. But, I mean, it's not really relevant. But yeah, it's funny enough, beyond that, because it's such a setup episode, because it's all, like I say, the Doctor barely keeping up to scratch with what's going on. Hello.
Hello, sorry, I lost you there. I can't hear you very well at all.
Sorry?
Hello?
Hello?
That's a lot better. Sorry. So, just start that bit again.
Yeah, well, hold on a second. It's because my brother's trying to call me. Sorry about that. It's probably my fault, technically. Right, where did you hear me up to?
Well, I think you need to start again.
From where, though?
You were talking about how it's such a setup episode.
Oh, yeah. So it is such a setup episode because the Doctor's, barely understanding what's going on, so which means there's not an awful lot to say about the episode, I think, because it's in World War III where most of the stuff happens. Because, like you say, it feels like every character... I think, weirdly, the character that I think gets the most actual movement to do is Mickey, weirdly.
Well, they have to properly work to set up his arc and what's happening here. Mickey has an amazing
classic
arc
love triangle.
Yeah, they are a classic love triangle. Yeah, him and Jackie get a lot of time next episode as well.
But Mickey and the Doctor are a really interesting couple because they basically hate each other.
Well, and for great reasons. You can fully understand why both of them hate each other.
Yeah, and the Doctor especially. It's actually really immature of him how he only calls Mickey Ricky when he's with him. But as soon as Mickey's not there, he doesn't feel like he has to be angry with him, so he calls him Mickey. Exactly.
Yeah.
He only wants to just annoy him and make his life difficult, which he's obviously been doing since the start of the series.
I can't express just how good a companion Mickey is. He's such an excellent character. The
fact that Mickey even goes forgives the Doctor for all that later is
mental.
Very big of him.
Well, but he has to step up to the Doctor and he leaves and he ditches him because he's like, But it's sad for Mickey because obviously Rose wins. Sorry, not Rose. The Doctor wins Rose.
Rose does technically win.
Well, yeah.
She always wins. She's spoilt for choice. Typical. Just like Amy.
Yeah, which is why obviously Martha and Mickey get together is because they're the both that were both sidelined by the Doctor.
Rejects.
Rejects. The
Yeah,
reject
the
pile.
rebounds of the classic couple. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that fully.
What, as a
but-
theory?
No. I mean, the fact that he puts them together, I feel like he just does it for the sake of it because
It's very random, kind of cheap pop move. It's like, I need to get both of these guys in the end of time ending.
Exactly.
So
because I don't want to have too many I don't want to have as many endings as Lord of the Rings. Otherwise it just gets too ridiculous.
I know, I love that though. It's so emotional.
Yeah. So, what do we think? What would you say is the best scene from this episode?
But before we get on to that, can I just say what an absolute ride this episode was? I feel exhausted.
It's very, very dense storytelling.
Oh,
it gets you through a lot of stuff very quickly.
It felt like 15 minutes. I can't express how short that episode felt.
Yeah.
I could watch the next one right now, and then I would feel like I'd watched the whole thing. I would feel like I'd watched 45 minutes after I watched the next one.
Well, that's proof of how that's a well written and well put together.
I tell you
episode.
what he does. He puts the 3-act structure of normal storytelling over 2 parts, whereas say a lot of kind of Moffat era stuff, which it's not a problem, but it will do every episode having a 3-act structure.
Yeah,
sometimes a bit more, not to 100% the case, but if you look at, say, obviously in series 10, that's the case with the monk 3-parter basically all being separate episodes.
True.
But yeah, that's probably why I feel like I need to watch the next one right now.
Well, we will be watching it very soon.
So, best scene. I tell you what. Objectively best. I mean, when the Slovene take off the
first time.
It's very iconic. Low-level iconic thing in this episode is that when Jackie slaps him, that's quite a little fan favorite iconic thing.
Yeah, but again, that sort of level of darkness and the idea that the Doctor could be arrested for abducting a woman.
Yeah, he's abducted her. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has basically no other because he doesn't have any ID or people who can testify for him, so he'd be screwed.
Yeah,
I think that must be where the biggest criticisms come from. Is because they sort of, it does feel very wobbly how they jump between that and really weirdly childish humour.
People don't like totally inconsistent things. Personally, I don't care. I just think it's a laugh. But I can understand why it would bother casual viewers.
The thing is, for the show's revival, it has to bring people back to what the show is about. And obviously back in the 60s and 70s, it's all psychedelic and people get away with being completely bonkers on TV shows.
Yeah, because
now everything's about being grounded and down to earth and
but rustic. These aliens wouldn't be out of place in a Pertwee thing. They wouldn't.
No, exactly.
And I tell you what, this episode is very Pertwee. Not just a unit there, but it's like a full, kind of got that whole alien invasion feel. I feel like the use of the channel
being
hopping,
grounded on Earth, essentially.
Yeah, and being grounded on Earth. It's
a very Pertwee thing.
It's the whole Earth thing, because these Doctors are just so earthy.
Yeah. Yes.
They're like soil.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, we talk about best scene now if you want.
Well, I think I agree. That is probably the best scene, when the excellent shot of Harriet's eye looking through the gap.
Yeah.
And,
I tell you what, this episode was really well shot. There was lots of interesting movement on the camera and stuff. I'm going to see who directed it and see what other ones they directed.
It was directed by Keith Boak.
Okay, let's see whatever.
I don't know.
He was born in Edinburgh. He went to University of Bristol. That guy got around.
So these are the only 2 episodes directed by him in this series. I don't know if Keith Boak does he do any others?
Oh no, he did 3 episodes in this series.
Did he?
But I can't find what they are.
Oh, he did Rose as well.
Oh, well, that makes
he does the 3 domestic ones.
Makes an awful lot of sense.
Yeah. Ooh.
And it's probably important for those 3 to have a very similar vibe. To have that tonal consistency.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Earth and stuff.
It makes perfect sense. And that is it. There's nothing else in Doctor Who I can find that he's directed.
There were some really weird music cues in this.
A lot of the music in this series is quite weird, to be fair.
Yeah.
But because of its, didn't you say the other week that it was all composed essentially on a keyboard?
That's what I heard.
Murray Gold. Yeah.
I feel like I should look into
that.
We'll
have to actually fact check that.
Yeah, we need to fact check
that. If
that.
that's true, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It certainly sounds like it is.
You can.
And it makes sense.
When you look for it, you can tell, I think.
Yeah. And as a sci-fi trope, that it works. But yeah, anyway, the thing I was saying about the villains feeling out of place, I think trying to sell the Slovene to the audience who are into, like I say, EastEnders and stuff, I think that may have been why. Well, firstly, I think that's why they went with the classic green alien design.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time they have to do that kind of thing.
Because
the last 3 episodes have been fairly simple. Like the first one is obviously just plastic dummies coming to life, very easy to relate to.
It's a callback, so it's like
all the stuff in End of the World is either just humanoid things looking a bit funny, or obviously just the stretched woman, which admittedly is mental, but it still feels somewhat realistic, and obviously it's kind of, I don't know, maybe referencing, I don't know, pampering attitudes, people, having plastic surgery and stuff.
Yeah, which
Whereas
is
this,
very
it's
like
full on
Heat
mad
magazine
aliens.
stuff.
Yeah. This is full on ridiculous alien stuff, and very, it's very camp, it's very ridiculous, it's very funny. And so I think it's not easy to make that square with. But
so they make them
something
green
that's so serious.
They make them green and they give them the Space Invaders crisps face.
Yeah. But I do find it sometimes jarring having horror followed by drama followed by farting humour.
Yeah, well, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the episode. It's fun. I don't think the episode suffers that much for it. Also, there was obviously tiny bit of backlash for the gay comment. But
yeah, are you reading that as well? Are you on Wikipedia?
No, I'm not.
I saw that there was actually backlash. Of course.
Was there actually?
Yeah.
See, I sort of assumed that I honestly made that up. I kind of assumed there was. There definitely would be now. I think people would complain about it coming on. But again, I feel like I feel like lots of shows would have the same thing. I mean, as late as 2015.
Literally, according to Wikipedia. Okay.
Oh, okay.
According to Wikipedia.
Incoming bile.
Russel T said that he was just trying to write how people talk in real life. But I don't think we need to decide on if it was the right thing to do or not. I don't think we want to go there. But I mean,
no, I don't know. I don't think it's particularly relevant because it's fairly out of context, and it's not that it's the intent of a joke that matters, and I don't think there's any malice in that joke. So I don't think it matters. I'm just trying to think of things to criticise for the episode, to be honest, because I don't have an awful lot of bad things to say. I think the pig feels a bit odd, but again, they use it as that's the point. Is that they've made it up because obviously Slovene, they're not stupid, but they aren't. They're not the brightest Doctor Who villains. So obviously they've just sort of cobbled together a pig that's somehow bipedal and can pilot a ship.
I like how it's trotters are at weird angles.
Are they?
Yeah, they're at like a really weird angle. When you see like his arms in the air, they're not at the angle you would expect them to be if he was to put them down on the floor. So if he was walking on all fours, that pig, it wouldn't be able to walk.
Well, that's important. The point. If they've made it walk on 2 legs.
Whenever I see it, I can't unsee it. I think I can't ever look at that pig without being like,
I don't know how you saw that in the first place. There's a pig running through corridors and you were looking at the trotters. They're at a funny angle.
Yeah.
Why?
My favourite scene isn't that scene. My favourite scene is I love all the bits with Mickey and the Doctor. They're my favourite bits. But obviously it was scared is such a classic moment.
Yeah. Again, that's weird because the first time he delivers that line, it's really serious and it's really horrible. And the second time he says it, it's really funny.
Yeah, you're like...
The second time he just goes, it was scared. He just sounds like he's wounded.
I love it.
I shouldn't probably be laughing at that. It's just so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing... The thing is, I can't
tonally
criticise
all over
scenes,
the shop.
But I can't criticise it because it's all done well. It's just, obviously, a big soup of weirdness. It's like pizza soup.
Yeah, but again...
Pizza's good.
I think...
Soup is good, so...
Sure. But I think... like what I was saying earlier, this episode and obviously World War III, definitely because they got the audience eventually to swallow the idea of this ridiculous villain, and they put in all the classic tropes that we see again. This is definitely the first proper template for the domestic Doctor Who episode.
Yeah,
like when we see stuff like this, like what stuff is there in? I mean, okay, like the Sontaran Stratagem 2-parter.
Yes, and I tell you what, that's got a very similar cliffhanger where every individual member of the families and stuff are in danger. So
yeah, exactly.
Can we talk about the cliffhanger in this and what you think of it? Because it had to set a bar for cliffhangers in Doctor Who. Obviously, the old format in Doctor Who was all based around the cliffhanger, right?
Yeah. Well, this is exactly
as many as 10-part episodes, which would go on for that many weeks. So the cliffhanger was so important.
I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Oh, what? I'm bringing it back.
Imagine if that had become the precedent for what they do in New Who. It would have been absolutely diabolical.
Oh, no, it has to be different. I mean, at least those old classic Who, you can get them on DVD and watch it all in one go if you want to. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Basically, what I'm getting at is I think that the quality of the cliffhanger in this is great because I remember as a kid thinking about being really worried about the level of danger every individual character is in. And from a writing perspective, you then know that writer cares about each of his characters because he's designed something for each of them to overcome. So if they've all got something they've got to overcome in that episode, they've all got a hurdle, they're all going to have a character development because they've all got a goal to beat. It's quite simple stuff. But it's important.
It is somewhat convenient that obviously all of the active Slitheen are in the same places where all of our main characters are. But
that's a really good point. But it's not that convenient because they're all linked to the Doctor.
Well, they're all related.
And the Doctor is dangerous. And T Davies is very hell-bent in this series on making the Doctor appear dangerous. And, as he said about it in his treatment for the series, if you stand too close to him, you might burn. Or something like that. It was something like that.
That was a synopsis that Russell wanted to get across.
Yeah, and that's the point.
Which makes sense.
Well, because if you make your main character dangerous, the character that you have to trust and you look up to, if you make him dangerous, then the whole series will have an element of danger that you can't escape. He needs to be dangerous. He can't be Jodie Whittaker telling me everything's going to be all right every week. He can't be, because sometimes it's got to not be all right.
No.
It's got to be like,
I know.
So, like in Midnight, where you genuinely think that Tennant is going to be thrown out of that ship. You really believe it.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. You want real danger, and that's why people watch it. That's why people watch TV, to see real danger from the comfort of their sofa.
Everyone knows that the Doctor's not going to die, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, but you need to. But he could regenerate, and
the stakes are high because it's not inconceivable that Mickey or Jackie
would die.
Something bad could happen to them. Yeah.
No, it's not inconceivable. Not at this point.
No one knows. Yeah.
You never know, and you need to show that you're happy to kill off your characters and put them through rubbish, and it's important.
It's really hard to judge the episode on its own. That's the thing.
This is
when we do this next week, we'll be able we can rate it as a
whole. We'll probably talk about the whole
individual episodes and as a whole two-parter.
My favourite performance is the Sugar Man. Let me look up his real name.
Yeah, see, that's a funny thing. I remember. Obviously, he is a joke. He's the butt of most jokes.
Oh yeah, but he's such an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can tell the guy's absolutely just letting it loose. He does not care.
Oh
what
yeah,
is going on.
It's such an Uncle Vernon.
Because they're all but they all act so childish.
Yeah.
Because they're all like a family, the way they act together, which is something that we'll talk about more next week. I think it's interesting.
His name, I believe, is David Very.
Excellent. That's as much as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was very good. Who did you think the best performance was though, apart from Eccleston and Rose, which is what we do every week? Or do we count Rose in that question?
No, because they're always there. Well, yeah. I'm probably going to go with Mickey. I think Mickey,
fair play.
I think he's absolutely superb in this episode. Much better than I remember him being. I don't remember him being that important, to be honest.
Oh no, he's really he's so important.
Super impressed. So, out of 10.
Usually,
I'm asking you.
I don't mean this in a bad way at all. I'm just kind of seeing things in a new perspective.
Yeah.
So I would usually have given this episode a 9.
Okay.
But having watched Unquite Dead last week, given that a low 8, I would probably give us a mid 8 to high 8.
I would also give this a mid 8. I think it's comfortably.
It's solidly excellent. It is classic. There's so much
elements
in it
of classic in it. Yeah, exactly.
You've got Harriet Jones, the Slitheen themselves. There's just so much iconic.
It's the perfect setup to a story.
It's the perfect.
It does that job absolutely exactly.
Yeah.
It does everything you want. You don't know where it's going to go, and it leads into the next episode brilliantly. So I cannot wait. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm just knackered.
Yeah.
This episode was so exhausting.
The next one's going to be the next one is even further. So
the next one's going to be weirder.
We're going to have to. I'm going to get a couple, like a whole flask of tea to get me through that.
Yeah, you know when Harriet Jones is hiding behind the curtains. It's like, I can smell her.
Stench. They're all squatting in that room. I have that shot etched onto my brain. It's so weird. This has been Out of 10. Thank you so much for listening, and I can only apologise for how much of your time we've wasted. You may be shocked to learn that we're actually very new to this, so we appreciate any listeners. If you do want to debate our ridiculous arguments or make a suggestion for what we should talk about next, drop a comment below or find us on Twitter at @our_10. Alternatively, you can send us an email at out10podcast@gmail.com. See you soon.
Yeah, boy, I'm going to go put some trousers on.
I'm going to take some trousers off.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, dear. Right. There you go. Good.
Can I stop recording?